We're now going to take a look at how to have drawer boxes automatically calculated in with the cabinet and the correct number of drawer boxes for the drawer styles and the number that we've selected. So first, just take a look at how to add and include a drawer box. And that is going into Tools, Settings, going to select a base cabinet and allow it to add a drawer box. I'm also going to go into the drawer base cabinet and do the same thing here. Come through and set some options for the drawer base because we don't want it to cut shelves. We do not need hinge holes, and I am going to add the checkbox for drawer box. Once that is done, we now have the option on the main data entry page when we select a base cabinet. Drawer box is automatically selected. The same with a drawer base is automatically selected. I still see an option here that the shelf holes are still being cut for the drawer base. So let's go back into the settings. For a drawer base, we're going to uncheck the shelf holes. And now the shelf holes is unselected or unchecked for a drawer base. So we'll first look at a base cabinet. The reason why shelf holes are selected here is because we're only going to enter it in for one drawer, which is one top drawer. The lower section will have doors or for adjustable shelving. So have a cabinet that is 12 wide, 34.5 high, 24 inches deep, and a quantity of 1. Add that to our cabinet list, then we could calculate and nest. So there we have our two sides for the drawer base, or for the drawer box, the bottom for the drawer, and the front and the back of the drawer, mixed in with the parts of the cabinet itself. Now it may be the case that we do not want all of our drawer boxes to be made of 3/4 inch plywood. So we're going to modify the material for a drawer box. So going into Tools, Settings, we're going to select a drawer box from our drop-down selection, selecting material, and we are going to change the 0.75 to 0.5. Just going to go in and change all of this, even though some of these features we will not have for a drawer box, but still just going in and making sure that every possible part for a drawer is set to 1/2 inch. We'll go ahead and save that. We'll close the settings and we will re-nest. And since this drawer box is not in the list itself, which we would be able to do here, that change is going to be taking effect because it is calculated within the process of calculating the parts for this base cabinet. So calculating and nest. We now have a couple extra sheets for our drawer parts. All on our 1/2 inch plywood. I'm going to go ahead and close the settings and take a look at a couple of the options that we have within a drawer box settings. So going into Tools, Settings again, it may be that you're using an undermount slide system that needs and requires a notch on the back side. So I'm going to select the drawer box from the drop down box and then come over and click the button for drawer box, and I want it to add a notch to this drawer box, and we will see the notch is going to be on the notch layer, the size and location of that notch. We could save. and calculate and nest. We now have a notch on the back side that we are then able to toolpath. It is there on that notch layer. The next thing that we want to look at is how is it determining the size of this part. So currently, selecting this part, we're able to see that the Y value is 4 inches. It is getting that height from the drawer styles that we have set up, and there is another video to watch that you could learn more about the drawer styles. But let's go in and take a quick look and verify that it is really 4 inches. The drawer style that we are using for this cabinet is base, and it is 1 drawer. So going into the drawer setup, selecting the base cabinet, the 1 drawer from this box here, the drawer box height is set to be 4 inches. We will take a look at what it is for a 3 drawer box, and we have a top, bottom, middle, and a bottom drawer box height of 4, 4, and 6. So we will now come in and take a look at what it takes to do a drawer base cabinet. So let's just do File, New, entering in a drawer base with the base selection, coming in and selecting 3. I'm going to keep the dimensions the same, clicking Add, then Calculate. We now see we have all of our drawer parts on our 1/2 inch plywood, and they are spread out. There is the 6 inch or 4 inch parts with the toe kick, or with the back notched and ready to go. We could see there's 1, 2, 3 of the drawer bottoms. The construction method used in creating drawer boxes is the same way that you would set up the construction method to cut any other cabinet part. So example, if we wanted to have a dado across the front sides for the front and the back to fit into, we would go into Tools, Settings, selecting the drawer box and setting the option to do a blind dado, then come into the blind dado settings. And this is where we could do a full dado by putting a value of 0, and the width we will make 7.5 3/4 inches. We will save that, close, and close the settings. Recalculating and nesting the cabinet parts. We now have a dado that is going to be cut on the front or the sides for the front and back to fit into, along with a dado across the back side. We also have the bottoms being made of the same 1/2 inch material. We are able to specify the bottoms to also cut on 1/4 inch material, and that is simply by going back into our settings, and selecting the drawer box from the drop down window, and then setting the material for the backs. Rather than being 1/2 inch, you could change that to be 0.25. Well, that is the quick video to show you how to add drawer boxes to your cabinets as they are entered in.